I think the area on television and supporting the whole infrastructure around data is something that more folks need to collaborate on. And I think that that is the one area that MVPDs and ACR and OEMs and all these people who have these wonderful data sets need to acknowledge that they must be part of a collective or a collaboration in order for that data to support the entire industry. Each MVPD doesn't have a full look on a consumer. Each digital doesn't have a full look at what all the television assets that people view. So it's really important for folks to contribute all of their data together to form these partnerships in order for the advertising community to best understand reach and frequency and how to get to an effective CPM and to get better outcomes overall for their data. And it's not until those first collaborations happen will the advertiser actually get the benefit of all the advertising that they spend.
Right. Now, what do you think is holding them back? Like, what are they afraid of?
Yeah, so for the most part, I would say, having worked at an MVPD before at Dish, the concerns were around subscribers and protecting the subscribers' privacy rights to begin with. They all have laws that require them to protect the privacy rights. The second thing is competitive. And they go into these very, very expensive deals with programmers called carriage agreements. And they need to make sure that their data that they put into the marketplace doesn't come back and work against them.
Right.
So
right.
they feel that business-wise, they want to be able to control that exposure, particularly for just their subscribers. So the important part is that there are now many different ways of solving for privacy and for obfuscating any contribution from a single data source when you have a collaboration. When everything's together, then you can understand how your data will not be seen and worked against you.
Right. Now, is anybody taking the lead in trying to get them to collaborate a little bit more?
I think through long-term relationships, there are pockets of success. And certainly Rentrak ComScore was one that started that whole venture,
right.
Which is absolutely admirable. But there is, I think the real question is, when can you get the big MVPDs, these new verticals, to participate with each other? And we keep on trying to, and I did some work with OpenAP for a while, and trying to encourage collaboration across these mega giant companies. Right. But now what we're doing at 605 is creating an environment so the various constituents can actually define the permissions that are being associated with their data. Wow. So contribute your data, but you still decide on how it's used. So you decide on the level of obfuscation, you decide on how it collaborates, how it commingles with other data sets, you either permit or not permit certain use cases. And that is a good step forward, and that's how we are trying to encourage everybody to collaborate. At least commingle first, right. Collaborate, and then build something with any business rules that you want to foster the advertising outcome.
Right, and what is, last question, what's the main benefit to the industry from all this collaboration? Like what would, say everybody does collaborate,
yep.
What will we see that we're not seeing now?
Well, at the end, not as much frequency,
yes.
But certainly there's a consumer benefit to having a message that's relevant to them, right? And being acceptance of advertising. Advertising is education in some manners, so there's that benefit. The other side of it is for the advertisers. They are putting in a lot of money into a television ecosystem, and they're dabbling with some digital ecosystems. That will be more efficient. You don't need as much. You don't need 55 frequency to get the purchase when you're advertising to the right person at the right time with the right frequency. And that information that is going to be put into the industry will benefit the advertiser. And this business is based on everything for the advertiser and the actual end consumer. And we have to get them the information to make it more valuable.